this is a quick video because quite a few students seem to be a little bit confused about what they're trying to do when they do some of these tasks. It's important that you actually do the exercises. Every piece of code I give you in the worksheets, you need to try it and see what works. Make sure you're clear what the commands do. The biggest problem a lot of people seem to have is that they just look at the exercise and go, right, I'm going to try and do that. I've got no idea what's happening. It's important you work through the worksheets. So here's the year 7. Let's go into the computer science. If I scroll down to the turtle, I'll have a look at the first turtle one. The reason there's 2 versions of the document is this one was emailed out with the original one, and each person got a copy. The reason the second one is there is I've updated it with some online resources that you might want to be able to use. I'm just going to make the window a little bit bigger because you only need to see the document now. You don't need to see that it's all in the browser. So the reason this has changed is for these links. The REPL IT languages, Python, Turtle, that allows you to run pretty much all these commands, reasonably straightforward. Trinket.io, whatever coordinates that I give you, it's probably best if you divide them by 4. There's just something with the way that they scale their picture that it doesn't work. I'm quite happy for you to use Python. I'm going to use Python for my demonstrations. I keep showing you using Python rather than these for that reason. So the biggest mistake people make is they just jump through and they go, oh, let's look through. Oh, the task, I've got to draw a chessboard. I don't know what I'm doing. You won't know what you're doing until you try the different pieces of code. So let's go back to the top. First section, it says, to be able to use the graphics, we've got to import a graphics library that we will use, and the one I'm using is Turtle. So the first thing you should do is actually type in the code shown. Comment is not necessary, but for typing import Turtle, I've got no errors, I know it's working okay. The next part is, right, I want to do this goto command, so I'm going to type in goto 0,0. Press enter, and now I see, I've got a problem. Did I know what was happening? I noticed what the different problem is. The problem is I didn't give this command to say I need to draw a turtle. I need to use the turtle program. So before you do any turtle command, you need to say I'm going to use turtle and say go to 0,0. There you are, I've got the outcome. It's showing what's happening. Now, as you're going through this, you can make your own notes on what's happening, what happens, even put your own videos together on it. It's important you try all the commands. So go to 00 didn't actually do anything. The next one is go to 100, 100. So turtle dot go to 100, 100. If you're not typing the commands in, you will not get the understanding. It's important you try. So there you are. This is now drawn a line from 00 to 100, 100. And the program keeps going through, moving around. So this is actually going to do the pen up. Turtle.pen up. So it didn't need to draw anything this time, so it didn't update the screen. I now want to go to the position 100, 200. Sorry, 100, 0. So turtle.go to 100, 0. I'm going to do the command. Then it says pen down. Let's just check the graph. It's moved, but it hasn't drawn a line this time. Say put pen down. And then do the next command, which was turtle.go to 0, 100. Now, I would suggest that as you go through, you take a copy of the screen. So take a copy of that screen. I can put it into Alt Print Screen. And if I make a copy of the worksheet, once I've completed an exercise, show what it's produced or show your code. That's a copy for me. I don't want it in that folder. I need to put it in a different folder to you. Please work quicker. So I'm just going to save it into a folder. Selected that one. It doesn't matter too much if you copy the same suggestions and things, the documents as it is. But work on it, have your own worksheet. Have your own copy. You can put whatever notes in that you need then. So if I'd had this problem and I couldn't get around it, into the worksheet, what I could do is put in here, like when I'm trying to do my go-to. First of all, let's just put in the let's put in the go-to. So if I copy that and I paste it in here, oop, wrong one, it doesn't want to do that one. One moment, I just need the snip tool then. It's because the way I'm using the graphic editor, all the keys have been remapped to do something different and it didn't do the screenshot. So I can grab the window, alt print screen on most screens would work, and paste that in to show, oh, I've got a code error. It means that when you are submitting work, I can look through it, see what you have been doing, show the picture of the graphic. So I'm going to use the snip tool, capture the graphic. If you are struggling then to do the exercise, the later exercises, if you submit this work showing what bits you've done and what the outcomes have been, then when you get down to problems like this one, where it's trying to draw a line, I'm just going to type all this code in now and show you bits you can do. But this shows me what you've been doing. And if you show me that you have been trying the commands and what your problems are, I can either give you help, I can actually put a comment on here saying this is the reason you've got this go-to error is you didn't put the word turtle dot in front of go-to. I can pass that back to you. Completing these basic exercises, you're looking at a grade C, showing that you can use the relevant commands. And then I'm going to quickly type this other stuff in. Just typed all that code in. So now when I run my program, by pressing it, remember if you've got a for loop, you do have to press an extra enter on the end for it to work. And one graphic. So that's the end of the exercise. Maybe put that picture in. Your second job on this was to write something which goes across. Well, look at the code. Think through what it was doing. Right, this pen up says I'm going to move. Go to x times 50, 0. Well, that's going to be a point at the bottom of the line. Put the pen down. Go to a position, whatever the x value is times 50, so above this one, at 450. So it draws a line going up. Your second part then is to actually go through and change this code so that it also draws lines going across. Maybe look at your coordinates. But by putting in what you're showing me what you have tried. Someone who's got that far with this, showing that they've done the actual exercise and now to show me the screen, yeah, you get a grade C at least. Then going on and creating the grid as per the worksheet. Just put the worksheet up. So the first one, create that grid, you're on a grade B. People who are able to do this shaded pattern, they're getting grade A's. And there are people who have got them. This is possible, but please try to use the worksheets. Make sure you type in all the commands that are there and look at what the effect is. Okay, so that's particularly for those who've been getting red tickets. Work through the worksheets, make sure you've got familiar with the commands that we're using before you try and solve a problem. If you just come in and look at this and say, I've got to draw that, I don't know, well, you're not going to know because you won't have learned anything first. Just doing the exercise, that's testing what you've learned. Okay, so please, it's important when you do the worksheets, do type in every single command. If you get a problem, paste it in. At the end of a block, show me what you've done. Paste in a screenshot if you can. That way I can actually help you if there's a problem. I can give you showing me that you're doing the work at least and you're trying to get the work done. That will get you the grade C. Okay, so looking forward, I'm hoping many of you, I will get a lot more stuff to handed in and we can work through it. You don't have to do this one at the moment. I would like everybody to at least do the coloured in house problem, the task number 3, this one called hexadecimal colours. Hexadecimal colours is actually about creating a version of the house, but a house with a backdrop and colours, trying to create that picture. I would like everybody to submit me a version of that at least. And the current one that you've got noticed due on the 9th of May, I'd also like you to have a go at the polygon. Show me what you are trying to do when you're working on them. Type in the commands, take pictures of the screenshots of the pictures, show me what you can do. Okay? That's how we can work together so that everyone can get the solutions. Right.